Hello there, I'm Scotty, and my pick for April is 13 going on 30. Yes. So before anyone says anything, yes, okay, Scotty, you did the chick flicks? Yes. But I've explained this before. I was raised by women. My mom, my grandma, my sister was around. This movie was on rotation in our house. My mom liked it, my sister liked it. I don't know if we had it or it was just on TV a lot back then, but yeah, it was big. My mom also liked Jennifer Garner. She used to watch Alias. I had the first 3 seasons of that, by the way. I haven't yet to get the other two. It's a good show, but yeah, and yes, the movie tells the story of Jenna Rink, who for some reason I thought that was the name of the actress who played the young version of her. I No, it's not, but so uh she turns she's turning 13 on her birthday. She gets embarrassed on her birthday and wishes to be 30, flirty, and thriving. And boom, because of some magic dust, she is transported to the future where she is now 30, which ironically it has now been 20 years since that movie came out, and the actual actress who plays her is now 33 years old. 32 years old. So, yeah. So she's over 30 now. She's around that. And she looks remarkably like Jennifer Garner. She grew up. And I don't think I was 13 when this came out. This came out in 2004. I was at 18. So, right? 17. Sorry. I was 17. That's right. So, right? Yeah, I was 7. Yeah, I was 17. So, yeah, we have. So we start in the past in 1987, the year of my birth, and we see Jenna. She's not very popular, but she wants to be part of the Six Chicks, which are these popular girls that are all together. And there's already six, so they have to kick one out, which they make a joke with that. But if you look at the Six Chicks, you start to recognize some of them. Like a couple of them, there's Ashley Benson from Pretty Little Liars, and Brie Larson is in there. Maybe more. Just the two that I saw. But yeah. So her best friend is Matt, played by Sean Marquette, brother of the guy from The Girl Next Door, the best friend. Hey, did you want to? Hey, shut the fuck up. Next question. Something like that. Uh, but that guy. Uh, but yeah. And so it's her birthday party. She invites the six chicks, but they're like, "Oh, we don't have time to make it because we have to do our homework. Unless you do our homework for us." Let's see what it is. She said, "Yeah, I'll do it." So they come. They show up. The leader of this group is called Tom or Lucy. We'll see her grown up version later. But there's also this boy named, what's his name, Ricky or something. This boy that she has a crush on, and it's Seth from Ned's Declassified with the hair and he was up, yeah. So yeah, like it's weird to not see him with that basketball on his finger, like he did in that show a lot. But yeah, and so they have the party, and they basically just they do the 7 minutes in heaven. They say that the boy's gonna meet her in there, but they steal all her chips and stuff and take off. And so Maddie before this has given her this dream house. Where there's a Barbie dream house. My sister never had that. She just had Barbies laying around. Uh, well, he gives her a Jenna dream house with pictures of her in this little pink dream house, earlier. But now she thinks that she's gonna have 7 minutes in heaven with this boy, but then he opens the door and she gets all mad and freaks out, and then wishes she was 30, flirty, and thriving, like her magazine says. And the magic wish dust that he put on this house when he gave it to her, got to mention that, transports her to the future. Now, a very important thing to remember is this is a 13-year-old's brain inside of a 30-year-old body. So, some people might watch this and think this is very creepy, but it's creepy in different ways than what you would think. Okay? So, there are scenes in this movie that you're gonna really cringe at. Like, like her, she's friends with a 13-year-old. Like this that lives in her building, and she has a sleepover with her 13-year-old friends, and you might go, this is kind of weird, but you gotta remember, in her head she's still 13, so to her it's fine. She also hits on a 13-year-old boy, which again nowadays is like, no, you wouldn't, but I don't think those are the creepy parts. The creepy parts to me is that in her head she's 13. So there's this grown ass man that keeps trying to strip naked to her, and to her that's ewy, because that's not the type of man's bodies that she would want. Even though when you're a 13-year-old, you are definitely checking out those kind of, like, come on, I'm 13, I'm checking out Britney Spears, right? Christina Aguilera, who are definitely older than me, and were definitely full-grown women at the time. Come on. You can't tell me it's not the same for 13-year-old girls. Come on. Then again, I was 13 in 2000. So around that time was when they were popular. And they're not much older than me. They weren't 30. They were in their early 20s. But still, come on. Still, it's weird. Her boss is Andy Serkis. Circus, Claw from the MCU, and also Caesar from the Planet of the Apes reboot trilogy. It's now going to be a fourth film that's connected, but not, because they're going 100 years, which I don't know. I wouldn't not be a good time jump, but okay, fine. I haven't seen those yet. I've seen Rise. Let's see, I saw Rise. Anyway, Andy Serkis is here, and she finds out she works for this magazine called, not Sparkle, that's the Poise. Poise is her magazine. Andy Serkis is the editor of the magazine. She also works there with Tom Tom, or Lucy, now played by Judy Greer, who is good at playing a bitch character, because she was also in Jawbreaker, and that character, she started off being like normal and she became a bitch later. But she's good at playing those kind of characters, And like, you kind of know that you can't trust her because of what she did to her as a kid, but apparently, Jenna became a six chick. They had to kick someone else out. 6. I like to think it was Brie Larson. But yeah, so there's the Marvel connection. There's a Marvel connection in here, okay? So you have Jennifer Garner, who was Elektra in the Fox universe, right? Judy Greer is Ant-Man's wife. Mark Ruffalo is the adult Maddie. He's the Hulk, right? And you have his fiance is played by Lynn. She was Wolverine's girlfriend in X-Men Origins Wolverine. Her Kayla Silverfox in that movie. Brie Larson has a cameo in this, so she's Captain Marvel. So that's Andy Serkis is in here. So yeah, there's a lot of Marvel connections in this. So she's freaking out because she doesn't know She's not used to this world. She tracks down Maddie, who she finds out is getting. She's like automatically she's like in love with him. You know, it makes no sense. She like goes at other grown guys, but I guess she still sees him as 13-year-old, which is weird. I don't know. It's confusing. I'm thinking, wait, that dude was like you ready to shake his schlong in your face, and you're like, you know, no, put it away. But then Maddie, who's the same age as this dude, is like, you know, is fine because I guess because it's Maddie. But you know, he's engaged. He's gonna get married and all that stuff. We also find out that somebody is giving the scoops from Poise to their competitor Sparkle, and we later find out that it was Jenna. She was doing it. Jenna grew up to be a bitch because she joined the Six Chicks, and so now she wants to change and everything. And she sets up this whole thing with Maddie to take the pictures. He's a photographer, I guess, and this whole new campaign. But then Lucy, Tom Tom, finds out that she was behind this, you know, this whole thing, and decides to go in on it for herself, and lies to Maddie saying they're not going to use it. So I figured this out. Lucy goes in and she gives the most terrible proposal, and then knowing that Jenna's proposal is going to win, she then takes Jenna's proposal. She tricks Maddie into signing over the rights for the photos, and then takes those to Sparkle, and they scoop them. The only problem is she pitches this before Jenna pitches this to Andy Serkis before Tom Tom even comes up with his plan. Because like she gives her pitch, then we cut to Jenna, she gives her pitch, and then he's like, yes, do it. And then we see her tricking Maddie and everything. But yet she's still able to scoop. Sparkle's still able to scoop Poise somehow. This would be around the same time, and yet Sparkle's able to get the stuff up before Poise, despite finding out about them. Because, okay, so she called them, but she wouldn't have been able to get the photos till after Jenna made the presentation. So Poise should have gotten the photos in their magazine before Sparkle. It doesn't make any sense. And then she becomes editor-in-chief at Sparkle, or Tom Tom does, and then Jenna goes running to Maddie. I should mention probably the best and most notable scene in this is the dance scene. They go out dancing, and of course Jenna's taking advantage of being 30, and she's doing a little drinking, you know, pina coladas, getting caught in the rain. There's no rain, pina coladas. So there's also a lot of references to 80s music. You know, she's having a sleepover with the 13-year-old girls. It still sounds good. She uses Pat Benatar's Love is a Battlefield to pump them up, you know. By the way, you can get the music videos for Love is a Battlefield and what's the other one? Is it Thriller? No, Thriller music video's not on here. It's Love is a Battlefield and Rick Springfield's Jessie Girl music video is on here. Jessie's Girl plays. And, you know, with all these connections to the 80s, why didn't they call Maddie Jessie? Just because it would make sense. You know, the whole thing is she wishes she was Maddie's girl, so yeah. But we get the Thriller dance sequence, which I imagine would have took forever for everyone to do it. And you're watching this, and it's one of those things where you're watching this scene and you want to cut in the guy from None of the movie. You know, you wouldn't have guessed. Everyone here is a very talented dancer, or whatever the thing is. You know what I mean? Ted from How Met Your Mother. Hey, have you met Ted? But yeah, the whole dance sequence, and then Maddie takes off because he's conflicted. But this is where things were different. In a regular rom com, they would get together and be happy, and well, it sort of happens. Not here. She goes to tell him, the truth, but he already figured, which is confusing. He's like, oh, yeah, I never trusted Lucy since she screwed me over in the fourth grade. And I'm like, so why did you sign over the photos? If you didn't trust her, well, why did you sign over the photos? It doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. If you didn't trust her, why'd you sign over the photos? What? He gives her, he basically tells her that they're not going to happen. He's getting married. He's moved on. He was in love with her. He's not in love with her anymore. He's moved on. And by the way, what are razzles? If they were a real candy, they were canceled before my time. I never heard of them before. I should have looked it up. What razzles? I don't know. But some about their part candy and part gum. That's a blow pop. But I don't understand. And they're just eating them. They're gum. You can't eat gum. Maybe they're fake. I don't know. But she gets the dream house. Like, he gives her the dream house. Somehow he ended up with it. Maybe she... I don't understand. Because wouldn't it still been in her closet? Well, I don't understand. But, I don't know. But, yeah, he ended up with it, and he gives it back to her. And so she runs outside, and the wind blows the dust up, and she ends up back in 1987. She jumps on Maddie, and then she says, she basically tells off Tom Tom, and she says, I got to show you something. We're up the stairs, and we cut back to regular 2004, where she made different decisions, and they are getting married, and he's still a photographer because his career was still the same, even though things went differently. She still worked for the magazine? Probably not. But and we also find out that strangely they're moving into a house that looks like the dream house, which also makes no sense to me, but fine. And the movie ends. Yeah. All right. Now, because of the weird editing, so I watched Mr. Gigi's review of this. I've seen it before, but I watched it again before this. And he and I forget the young lady that was in the review with him, but they were confused, thinking that they aged up again after this. Where it's like, no, I think it's supposed to symbolize, like, I don't know what she was going to show him. Maybe how to French kiss her or something, because she has, I don't know. But, like, it just cuts. Like, it just transitions to their adults. Which, again, you watch this and you think, so they waited till they were exactly 30 before they got married? I don't know. Also, Jim Gaffigan has a part in this as the older version of the guy she had a crush on. As if to say, hey, if you're good looking when you're a kid, you end up fat and balding. And I'm still good looking. Don't look at me. If I lost weight, I would still look. I would look better, but also I'm still balding. But yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna give this a high middle of the road. I think it's decent. It's just it's not while I have an affinity for rom coms, I don't think it's one that I'll watch all the time. But it's something from my past and it connects to me, so that's why it's in this little series. So yeah, what are your thoughts on? This is the first time I watched it in years, so I think I watched it on TV. Oh, I want to say it was before the 2010s. Maybe it was like 2015. I don't know, but I don't know. I meant before the 2020s. Sorry. before the 2020. It's like a 2015 or something. I don't know. It was on FX one time I watched. But yeah. So what are your thoughts on 13 going on 30? Then we'll comment so much. Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'm Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.